it out alive. So put your faith in me. We're gonna be alright. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Welcome back to Houston Life. We just heard a snippet from Hohyun's official music video drama. This Korean-American artist not only wrote, sang, and produced the track, he's also the filmmaker behind the project.
Yeah, Hohyun, I should say welcome back to Houston Life, because you actually performed in Studio B back in 2019, and now, fast forward, so much has happened between then and now. You said you were nervous your first time on this show, and now I feel like you're really settling into your identity as an artist.
As a star.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's really great to be back, and you're right. Like, I was super nervous. I was 19 years old, and I remember being right over there. Yeah, and I was just kind of doing my best. I remember as soon as I started, I was just like looking off to the side, like, oh, here we go. Okay. But I mean, you guys, I mean, you look younger than last time I saw you.
Oh, why, thank you.
Anti-aging,
Thank you.
it's due to be
Do you have a
anti-aging.
skincare
Oh,
routine?
well, I mean, if there's a Botox shortage, you know who's behind that. Hey, I mean, 19 years old there, you look like a baby, and it's so fun to watch these old clips of you. It feels like just yesterday. Hard to believe that was 6 years ago.
No.
And as Tessa said, you have come so far. Watching the clip of that music video, I mean, you're a full-fledged star. It seems like you were in your lane. You're doing what you love. Your background is fascinating, by the way. In case viewers are unaware, you were born in Japan, raised in Korea, really all over the world. Then you landed here in Houston and did your schooling here. Now you live in Los Angeles. Do you think moving around and being so worldly is really what fueled your creativity?
I think that, and in part, I think there's a lot of things where I wasn't able to express things as a kid, and I was very introverted, so I wasn't comfortable with speaking to people, and there was no way for me to express certain emotions, and so I think creativity just kind of took like that role. So when it came to filmmaking, which was the original passion that I had, it was my outlet for expressing negative or like bad emotions that I just couldn't express in real life. But definitely moving around, you know, I had to lose friends, make new ones, and so I never really had best friends to like really like talk to about certain things, and my family is just kind of more like on the quieter side. So it's just kind of like one of those things where I was always in my room alone. So making videos, making songs was my way to kind of speak to the world.
Wow.
Wow, that is so deeply moving. And you talk about your journey to acceptance. Learning to accept yourself was a big part of you and your creating the album. And really, this was an album that was supposed to just be an EP, but it kind of flowed out at you. You want to talk about that process?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my career has been fate-driven, and the album was kind of one of those things where I had written a couple songs, and I realized that the songs that I'd been writing the year prior had all kind of fit within this theme of loneliness and depression and like a sense of yearning for something new. And so when I moved to Korea for 3 months, I was just kind of like awestruck with all the talent that was kind of coming to me and all the people that I was meeting, and I just felt like this album was willing itself into existence. And so it just felt necessary for me to follow that train, and it just led me to where I am today. And the rest of everything just kind of fell into place, and I think it's incredible to see how it just does that on its own.
That's really beautiful, and just seeing the images on the screen, it's clear that you are very good at what you do. You have said previously that you don't see a lot of Asian Americans just speaking openly about their feelings, about mental health, and you talked about being reserved yourself. You want to be that person for others, is that right?
Absolutely. I think mental health is something that isn't taken as seriously enough, and I don't think there's enough advocates, especially in the Asian American male community. I think there's a lot of us who feel like we can't speak on these things, or we don't have the space to. And I think I want to be someone to advocate for that, because I myself have struggled a lot, and I just thought I could handle it on my own. But earlier this year, I kind of reached the point where it was fight or flight. And if I didn't take care of my mental health, I would have crashed and burned. And so I came back to Houston, and I got help, saw a psychiatrist, and was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and ADHD. And I think getting medicated and going to therapy has helped immensely, and I can't recommend it, you know, more than enough for anyone else who's going through something. And so to be that voice for Asian Americans and Asian American males to really like get some help, I think is something that's really, really important to me.
I think it is obviously very important, but I think the numbers in your streams also are a testament to people relating with you in that feeling and navigating those different feelings of anger, emotion. Just by the numbers, you have 1 million Spotify listeners, you had over 11 million streams, you have 116,000 social media followers. How does that make you feel that people are really just interested in your journey and everything that you're creating?
Yeah, I really appreciate all of my fans who are along with the journey. And again, even though I'm focused on Asian Americans, I think my story and my emotions are human, and anybody from like any walk of life can relate to what I'm talking about. And I think it's special that people really connect with my music, and I think my fans are the most special part of my music. We kind of have a name for them. We call them homies, like Hohmies. It's like a play on my name.
They're the homies right there.
Because the idea is we're all just friends, and I'm just a normal guy. I'm not a celebrity, I'm not an idol, I'm just a guy who has something to say. And I want people to be able to relate and tell me their stories, because a lot of times fans have come up and tell me their struggles, crying and like sharing that emotion with me. And I think that's the most special part of music, is being able to connect directly with people, whether it's in person or through the screen. I think music has the power to move people and heal people. And I think that's my ultimate goal with my art, whether it's filmmaking, acting, or music, is just to be able to heal people in ways that, you know, I can't do in person directly.
That's very well said. Well, Hohyun, please don't let another 6 years go by before you come back and visit us here in Studio B. And fans have a chance to get out and see you tomorrow night at White Oak Music Hall.
Yeah, that's right. I have my very first hometown concert. I've never held the headlining concert, but this is my first one in Houston, and I really want to make it a special experience for everyone who's been supporting me all the years and all my friends, because Houston is really where I grew up and like developed my artistry. Before I came out, you know, I played here. So I would definitely love to come back in the future. But in the meantime, you know, tomorrow, 7 p.m. at the White Oak is where we're having our show. And it's going to be an incredible show filled with like sad times, happy times, and just everything about, you know, putting my heartfelt emotions into it.
It's going to be awesome. And we're going to put all that information on our website, HoustonLife.tv. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Houston
having
Life
me.
will be right back.